for is found in the strength. Hey, it's so difficult, especially now, to keep your mind in the right place and to even be able to evaluate if your mind is in the right place. A lot of times we'll identify it or become aware of it like after something negative has already happened, and I'm pretty sure we'd like to be able to identify it prior to that. But I was just listening to a talk show. I guess we could say a talk show, really like a counseling show that I love to listen to. It's called New Life Live, and they had Dr. Amen on there, which who studies the brain and just the processes of the brain and how it affects us. And he talked about something called negativity bias, and how so many of his patients suffer from that, and I would imagine so many people. And one thing he mentioned was the news, and how watching the news really contributes to that, and just being wired, and he said even oftentimes it's something that's that we're maybe like predisposed to just with our upbringing. But basically he mentioned a couple of things that was very useful that I wanted to share, and it's something because it's what I typically do like in the morning. It was just two things. One thing he does in the morning, and another thing that he does before he goes to bed, and two things that he recommends to do. So he said when you wake up in the morning to tell yourself that today's going to be a good day. And he said there's a binding process that our mind goes through where it kind of follows the direction, that you pretty much lead it. And when you say that, your mind starts to bind, he said, in that direction. So he said when you wake up in the morning, he said it's even he said what happens to the brain is that it starts to search out things or look for things in that. And he's done extensive research. You should probably look him up, Dr. Amen, and how the actual brain forms physical pathways based on, like, he does brain scans, and you can tell. And from the scan that he does, he can see, if it's a brain that's addicted, and all sorts of, very useful information. But the second thing he said was that before you go to bed at night, you ask yourself, okay, what went right today? Instead of course, the opposite, which is for some of you very easy to do. But he said it's like a muscle, and so you need to train yourself to do it, because our society, or maybe the individual, is just wired and predisposed to that. So just wanted to share that, because of course the mind affects everything that we do, and if we can train our mind to think right, and then everything else, the body will fall in line with that. So we want physical health, but it starts in our mind. And then at the same time, of course, the creator of our bodies knew that, and in the word it talks about, it instructs us to think on things that are of a good rapport, and it just is awesome how science supports that and just falls right in line with it, which of course is not amazing because God is the creator. So just want to leave you with that little tip today, and have a healthy, happy rest of your day. God bless.